Consider the eggplant. According to historical documents and genetic data, the plant was first domesticated in Asia. Before that, it grew wild in parts of Eastern Africa. As it made its way west, the plant became misunderstood. Dating back to the 9th century, Arab doctors believed that the eggplant was responsible for madness.
Have you been eating a lot of eggplants?
And they even assigned it as the cause for freckles.
Not really.
When the eggplant made its way to Europe, it had the nickname the Mad Apple, and doctors added a few new associations.
I think that this is the cause of leprosy. You can trust me, I'm a doctor.
But we've come a long way since then, and now the eggplant is eaten and loved all over the world. Today, we're looking at 5 new dishes from 5 countries to see their take on this once believed madness-inducing plant.
Hi, my name is Ira and I live in Davao City, Philippines. The dish that I want to talk about is Tortang Talong or eggplant omelette. If you'd had roasted eggplant, just imagine it in an omelette and you'll have a pretty good idea of how awesome it tastes.
In the first eggplant episode, I had to roast the big ones and they took so long, but these are going way faster. Yay.
They say that a watched eggplant never chars, but it's not true. It's charring. It's actually not a saying. Whatever.
Although it's a vegetable dish, you'll feel like you're eating fast food because it's too tasty to be healthy.
This is my solution because the bottom didn't char, so I'm just holding the bottom. And I think it is working. Now it's getting soft. I don't think this is like the most efficient thing, but whatever.
Every Filipino family has their own version of this dish and there's different ways to prepare it. Most people grill or roast it to produce that smoky eggplant flavor. Tortang talong is a staple in carinderias. Carinderias are like the diners, the roadside diners.
I have to flatten the eggplant, and I realized I only roasted the one, so like I have one chance to get this right. I cannot mess it up. No pressure.
And most people order it because it's cheap and filling.
Is that looking right? Looks crazy. Okay, great. Did it.
Usually costs around 20 to 50 pesos. So that's like under $1. I think Tortang Talong justifies why you have the word egg in eggplant because the combination of the 2 ingredients really complement each other so well. If you can make an omelette, you can make Tortang Talong. Just like other omelettes, you can make it as simple or as fancy as you'd like. Some people even add ground beef, ground pork, or more vegetables like carrots, spring onions. It's really up to you. I think everyone should try Tortang Talong because it's a comforting, savory, and filling dish that's cheap, healthy, and easy to make. Kaon ta!
Boy, oh boy, did I see requests for this in the comments under the first eggplant episode. And I'm excited to find out why. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That's freaking great. It's just in an egg wash, but it feels totally complete. Ira was definitely right about the difficulty in peeling it. I had a little bit of trouble with this one. This one's like not that easy to peel, and I wonder if that's because I let it cool for too long, whereas other eggplants, when I've done this, I've been like a little bit more impatient. It was cool that I actually picked up these eggplants from the Filipino grocery store because I did my Filipino shopping video. I need these for an episode. I like the idea that you could dress up this omelet with a bunch of different toppings. I do think it would be really good with like some julienned vegetables in it. Maybe even like a little Spam to give like a little bit more saltiness. That would be good. Even though grilling the eggplant is kind of a lot of work. Oh God. The butt's not charred and it's really hot and it's soft in the middle. I don't know what to do. It's a simple dish that I think is like delicious. That is not difficult to execute, it just takes like a little bit of passive time. Still on my face. I like what Ira also said about this putting the egg in eggplant. Why is it called an eggplant? It's not like it looks like an egg. Let's just answer this. There are no unanswered questions. Why is it called eggplant? Back in the 1700s, European versions of eggplant were white. Oh my God, they looked like eggs. This literally looks like an egg. Are you kidding? I like literally have to eat my words because I literally said, well, it's not white and it doesn't look like an egg. I guess they used to. And you can still grow that type of eggplant. That blew my mind.
I get a lot of questions on my show, like, why are you using that blender if you hate it so much?
I hate this blender.
Or, what's your obsession with wooden spoons?
More? Sure.
I also get a lot of questions about the ingredients that I use, and I'm really excited to talk about one of my favorites, my olive oil, because Graza is sponsoring today's episode. You'll see in the backgrounds of a lot of my cooking shots these two olive oils, the Sizzle and the Drizzle. Your cooking olive oil is the Sizzle. It has a higher smoking point than other olive oils, which makes it great for actually cooking with, which I really, really like. And the other one is the Drizzle. This one is not for cooking, it is for finishing dishes with. I know that the video is sponsored by Graza, but I want to say that it is sponsored by Graza because I truly love the product. I think that it is some of the best tasting olive oil on the market at one of the best price points. And another one of my favorite things about this olive oil is the bottle that it comes in. I love that it's a squeeze bottle. It's not one of those cork ones. It's super easy to use. And when you're cooking, it kind of makes you feel like a chef. One of the reasons that Graza tastes so good is because it is single origin, never blended olive oil. Because of Sizzle's higher smoke point, you can use it for roasting, searing, poaching, pan frying, baking, and marinating. I know when I first started cooking, I wasn't necessarily investing in good olive oil, and the more I've cooked, the more I've realized that olive oil is not just an oil, it adds a lot of flavor to the dishes, and when you invest in a better tasting olive oil, your food ends up tasting better as well. If you're interested in trying Graza out, and I highly recommend you do, you can use my code BERYL5 at checkout, and that will give you $5 off the duo of Sizzle and Drizzle. The link, it's in the description. Okay, we have some more dishes to make with this too.
Hi, my name is Cathy. I live in San Francisco in America. I'm originally from Hong Kong, China. The dish I want to talk about is teriyaki stuffed eggplant, 椒燒洋茄子 in Chinese. This dish is a spin-off from a classic street food called 煎釀三寶.
So it says to cut into 2-inch sections. I feel like my pinky is 2 inches. That looks like 2 inches.
Literally translate to be fried stuffed three treasures. This is a snack food that is stuffed with meat paste into various veggies and tofu. What makes this dish special is because it updates an old classic with Japanese influence flavor by incorporating Japanese ingredients such as teriyaki sauce, dashi, and bonito flakes.
Now I need to slice it in half and open it up like a hot dog bun. And I'm someone who knows a thing or two about hot dogs, so I feel like this will be my strong suit point, but I'm guessing I'm just gonna slice it not all the way through and then open sesame to stuff it in.
To make it fancy, it is served whole and cut at the table side at the restaurant.
Last time I had to use fish paste in a recipe, I didn't know that you could buy it, and I made it by hand, and I was exhausted. This time I found it, but then I immediately dropped the container, so if you do buy it, it comes in frozen, and don't drop it because the plastic is thin.
The savoriness make it perfect to eat with rice. This dish originates as a late-night street food, and street food, sogai, is a big part of Hong Kong culture.
Oh my God, there's like so little that I can get in here. Am I doing this right?
This isn't necessarily difficult, but I guess it's not as open. Actually, this one was pretty good. This one looks good to me. The longer ones are a little bit easier.
When I discovered this dish in restaurant in America, I quickly fell in love with it because it reminds me of my childhood.
So I have so much more stuffing left over than I thought. I'm gonna leave the recipe as is, but just consider that. I'm wondering, are my eggplants much smaller, or is this maybe I didn't stuff them enough, or maybe you just end up with a lot of leftover? I don't know. I'm not mad about it, I'm just like acknowledging so that if you're gonna make this, you can also consider how much stuffing you need.
Also, it showcased that the Chinese cuisine is constantly changing to accommodate the newest trends and incorporating different flavors from other countries. The eggplants become a main carrier to deliver the yummy meat paste.
This is already smelling pretty good. Like, how are you supposed to turn it? They just keep sliding. I don't understand. Maybe if I rest it on its friend, okay? You can rest on your friend. All right, if I lean them all against one another, then I can like turn them on their sides to brown. I just realized I think what it meant by all sides is like the top and bottom, not like the round sides. Oh my God, I'm so silly. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I think this is what makes more sense though.
The eggplants serve as a sponge to absorb all the delicious flavor.
Whoa. Okay, these look good. Wow. They've really plumped up.
Even though it is made with inexpensive ingredients, it looks very impressive to treat your family and friends with. You should definitely try to make this at home. It is soft and it's sweet and it's healthy too. And I'm sure it will be well liked by everyone. Please give it a try.
I wish that smell-o-vision was a thing because this dish smells, ugh. Oh my God. I made this. Oh my God, this is so good. This is so good. The fish and pork stuffing is kind of like springy. There's like a little bounce to it. And the flavor of this dashi teriyaki liquid that I put the cornstarch slurry in is, oh my God. I think there were a lot of steps to this dish, for sure, and it was easy to feel overwhelmed. This is definitely the type of recipe where like you need to follow the instructions. You can't just wing it with your heart. You gotta read it through. Okay, I've done it. I could like really go to town on this, but I'm like on camera and I gotta be cool. If you've never had fish paste before and you're like, whoa, fish paste, that sounds strange. It's not very fishy tasting. It just is very delicate. When you mix it with pork, which also like isn't that strong of a flavor, what you have is great texture with a little bit of this umami-ness that goes really well with actually the meaty eggplant. Like the meat texture is actually coming more from the vegetable than the meat itself. If you are vegan or vegetarian, I would recommend just braising the eggplant as is with this recipe without stuffing it because the sauce is so good. I wanted to mention that the other day when I was eating the Filipino dish and I was like, whoa, a white eggplant, what is this? I found one at the farmer's market and I was like, must own the big egg, whitey egg eggplant. So here, I can now understand the idea of why it was called an eggplant. Also, how funny, the difference. There's all these different types of eggplants out there. I have never seen a white one before though. That's it, it was my show and tell moment. But I was like, look, I found it. I love this dish actually so much. My sister and her husband are coming over for dinner. I'm going to make this again for them. Insert clip.
You are a fish.
How was the dinner? Delicious.
This is incredible. I like these two eggplant dishes so far, plus the last episode, like I love eggplants now. Like I love them.
My name is Stella and I live in Rimini, Italy. When it comes to eggplants, I'm very partial to them, but one of my favorite ways to eat them is melanzane mbuttunate. Melanzane mbuttunate literally means buttoned eggplant for the way they get scored on the inside.
The recipe says score the flesh with a knife. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and I think that I just need to create like divots for everything to go in. I'm gonna go like this. Yeah. I don't know how deep. Hello. My flesh has been scored. Okay, all right. Salt.
The secret to a great eggplant is to sprinkle them with salt and let them rest for half an hour. And then you can rinse them and pat them dry. This way they'll never be bitter, and then you can start your recipe.
Stella's grandmother's recipe calls for wild fennel, which is not something that's really common here, but she said that you can use dill, which is something I'm very familiar with. Excuse you. I love dill, but it gets everywhere and it is so hard to pick up once it's like a little speck on your counter. And I've said it once that dill is the glitter of the herb world, and I stand by it, even though I love it.
It's a dish originated from the south of Italy.
Somebody told me in the comments that I actually don't need to peel my garlic for this garlic press, so I'm gonna do a quick little test here. Oh my God, you don't need to peel your garlic! Look at that, that's the skin. That is so...
And it's one of those recipes where everyone has its own variation. So don't come for me, fellow Italians. My recipe comes from my grandmother, Maria, and she seasoned the breadcrumbs with salt, black pepper, chili powder, minced garlic, wild fennel, and a generous pour of extra olive oil. She also sneaked a secret slice of guanciale inside of them.
I just want to add like a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano because I think it'll be so good.
The first bite, you feel the caramelized cherry tomatoes and then the super soft and creamy aubergines, almost indistinguishable from the breadcrumbs at this point. And you get the hints of sweetness from the white fennel and the savoriness of guanciale.
This dish definitely feels like a grandma dish. It just like, it's a lot of hand labor. And I feel like hand labor dishes are dishes that you make for people that you really care about. I like don't really cook like this on my own usually. I like it. It feels special. But also, get in!
And depending from how much black pepper and chili you put in it, and a kick in the end.
Oh no. They don't fit, so I have to just do a little surgery and lose the aesthetic tops. I think that'll be fine. Sorry.
We consume melanzane mbuttunate either at lunch or dinner as a side dish, but honestly they're pretty great on their own. It's easy to make and it can be prepared in advance, and honestly it's one of those dishes where it gets even better the next day.
60 minutes later. Whew.
I actually never met my grandmother, and making a favorite recipe is a way for me to maintain a memory and feel connected to her. I hope I convinced you to give it a try, and I hope you enjoy it too.
To say that my house smells like an Italian kitchen would be the understatement of the century. It is glorious in here. This is so good, I feel emotional. Ooh, this piece has the meat. That's like a sneaky little thing there that Stella's grandma did. I love it. The breadcrumb stuffing on this is just, oh. The recipe that Stella gave me from her grandmother, peak grandmother recipe, just not a single measurement in there. And so I had to guess on a lot of things. Like, am I over-salting this? I have no idea. Number one, I got the amount of stuffing perfect. I literally made the perfect amount of stuffing. There's not a square to spare. Empty bowl. Everything just worked. It tastes like a version of home that we all kind of fantasize about, if that makes sense. I like that it feels like it's breaded, but it's not breaded. The breadcrumbs are giving like, what are they giving? It's giving good. They're giving good. I was saying while I was cooking this that it was a very hands-on cooking experience. between like the cutting of the eggplants and then the stuffing of everything and like getting it all in there, it felt very tactile. God, this is like the dexterity of a frickin' toaster right now. A very hands-on project. Wash your hands before you do this. When you're cooking, you know, you can be using a bunch of instruments and be kind of disconnected from the food. This, I felt very connected to the dish the whole time. This wasn't a quick dish to put together. Like, this isn't like a, like, what do I want for dinner? Oh, I'm just gonna slap this together. It's definitely like a dish that you would think about ahead of time, but it is special. And wow, I'm like really happy about that. I mean, I'm kidding, but I'm gonna finish this bowl.
Hi Beryl, or as we say in the Mariana Islands, Hafaday. My name is Ryan and I am from Saipan, which is one of the 14 islands that make up this US territory. The dish I would like to share with you is called Niyok Biringhenas, which literally translates to coconut eggplant. Some people also call it Kelewin Biringhenas because of the preparation style.
Let's get ready to char. Hype. Rah!
Now this is a cold dish that combines all the textures and flavors in one simple bite. You have the smokiness and silkiness of the grilled eggplant.
Is it inflating again? Oh my God. That's crazy. Oh my God, there's so much liquid coming out of it. Like, I guess that's how I know that it's like roasting up nicely. Oh my God, there it goes again. No, this is, All right, I'm calling it.
Which is then marinated in sweet and creamy coconut milk, spiced up with some Thai chilies and black pepper, some crunch from the onions, and then some lemon or calamansi for that freshness and tartness. It's usually eaten alongside other grilled meats such as barbecue chicken, short ribs.
I'm not even kidding, I almost just rubbed my eyes. And if you recall from the tomato episode what happened, and that was from touching dried chilies. Just like, get this off.
I often eat it like a dip with fried tortillas or what we call tortillas, which is like a local flatbread.
Ooh, yeah.
Now eggplant is a staple fruit or vegetable here in the Marianas, and we often use it in stews and stir fries. But this dish requires a little more preparation, so it's usually served at fiestas or celebrations. For my friends and I, we like this day at a long day at the beach. You can prepare the dressing the night before, and then the next day, get to the beach in the morning, start the grill, and then when it's done cooking, put it all together, let it marinate, and go for a swim. And then when you come back after that long time in the sun, you can have this refreshing dish.
We're gonna refrigerate it for a bit. Oh, see ya.
Think ceviche on a warm afternoon. My friends all love it and it's often requested at our get-togethers.
This is so interesting because in the refrigerator, the marinade with all the fat in the coconut milk like hardened. So what was very liquidy is now like a solid salad. Now I was not able to go for a swim in the beach while waiting for this to marinate, but I did sit on my floor in the kitchen. Wow. Talk about an unexpected bite. You have this sour sweetness from the calamansi and the coconut milk, and then the spiciness from the pepper and the smokiness from the eggplant. This is, wow. This is unlike anything I've ever had. It feels tropical. Man, I really am liking the coconut with the eggplant. Not a combination I ever thought about. Who'd have thunk? If you're gonna roast the eggplant on your open fire, don't just like pick it up with your bare hands. I picked up the eggplant when it was hot off the grill and I got a little burn. Ow. If you like coconut, I highly recommend giving this dish a shot because the combination of smoky, meaty eggplant and that fatty, slightly sweet coconut flavor is immaculate. Totally recommend. Something totally different and new.
this.
Hi, my name is Andreea and I was born and raised in Romania, specifically the Transylvania area. The dish I want to talk about today is called Salată de Vinete, which literally means eggplant salad. Salată de Vinete is what many would consider a dip.
I'm kind of an expert now at roasting on my stovetop. Also nice that I have this little handle. We just have to wait.
You just need to mash up some flame roasted eggplants.
Cheese.
And combine them with a homemade mayonnaise and some finely chopped yellow or white onions. I highly recommend to make your mayonnaise from scratch for this dish because it makes all the difference. And it's also really easy to do. I love this dish because it reminds me of home, of family gatherings, and also early autumn.
Make your own aioli, they said. It'll taste better, they said.
I think I've made aioli once, maybe twice.
Is this little guy the best tool?
Probably not.
Definitely not.
I'm using my hand to shake it both ways.
I'm so tired. I'm barely whisked.
Salată de Vinete tastes really fresh, it is easy to eat, and I think it's fault-proof as long as you really like eggplant.
90% of this video is just me making aioli.
It is bright from the lemon, it is really satisfying because of the mayo. Also, it brings a kick.
Take off this sweatshirt.
Just doing a wardrobe change. Oh God, I'm wearing gray. Oh no, I'm wearing gray.
I think it's really well balanced. That's why really many people like it here.
That looks pretty good. She's thick. A little bit of lemon.
Tastes like aioli. Holy mayoli. I'll be here all day.
Salată de Vinete is definitely a staple for all Romanians, young or old, in all the areas of Romania. You would eat this eggplant salad usually spread on bread, also with other things around it, like a fresh cheese, similar to feta, tomatoes, other cold cuts, or other vegetables you would like.
When you're making a paste, you can just kind of like go for it, I think. Let me see, I can come up with a song and I'll see if you can guess the song. Okay, I'm gonna do... No, it's too hard. It was My Heart Will Go On. No, it's impossible. That was dumb.
I think this dish is very similar to baba ganoush or other Middle Eastern eggplant dishes, and this is to be explained by the historic Turkish influence on Romania. But we definitely put our own spin on it with mayonnaise and the raw chopped onions. I think also that people should really try this dish because it's easy to make and it could be your new staple.
This is really reminiscent to me of the Iranian breakfast that I made recently, only we have a fun little eggplant dip and no walnuts. I've never thought about eggplants and mayo before. I feel like I want to like make it a thing. I want to like add some stuff to this. Whoa! That's really good. That's totally good. I don't mean to be like, whoa, what the heck? That's good. But that's really good. I was worried that this was too much onion when I was putting it in, but I don't think that it's too much onion. Was that too many onions? It's too late now. And I also feel like I put a little bit of these crunchy garlic and jalapeno pieces on top that I love. Adding that little bit of spice and crunch to this, it's really good. To be honest, I've made a lot of eggplant dips, and I think every time I'm like, how could this eggplant dip be different than the eggplant dip that I just made?
This eggplant dip is really different from all the other dips. I think that the aioli is giving this a really, really rich flavor. I've just never experienced something like this. And it seems like, Beryl, it's just eggplants and mayo, like calm down, what's going on? But like, you try it, because it's really different.
Like, why aren't we all putting mayonnaise in our mashed eggplant?
It seems like a low-hanging fruit, like, you know, roasted eggplant, good. Mayonnaise, good. Combine them, but like, my brain never went there before. I'm talking in circles. Aside from just continuously saying on a loop that I'm surprised and this is really good, I would say very easy to make. If you know how to roast an eggplant on your stovetop, which I'm an expert at now, it's really easy to do. You want it to get crispy, it just peels off really easily. Ooh, look at that naked eggplant. Why does it look so naked? Make the aioli. It's worth the arm strength, and just combine them. Bob's your uncle. What an amazing way to end this episode. And you know, I was only gonna do the one eggplant episode, and then you guys were like, no, Beryl, we need a second. And I acquiesced, and I'm very glad that I did. Now we have 10 eggplant recipes to carry us through the winter months, and they're all honestly glorious. I'm leaving a link to the other eggplant episode in case you missed it. It's a must watch. And I will see you all in my next episode. Bye. I'm just gonna like eat this.